Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us the spokesperson, Lagos Police Command, Ben Hundeyin. He'll be joining us now. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having me on the show today.
So give us some kind of updates from obviously last weekend, from Thursday, Friday, up until weekend. What's going on right now? Because we know Ojota is the designated place for protests in Lagos. What has it been like, and what's going on today?
Well, so far it's been very peaceful. We commend protesters for being peaceful. Yeah, at some point they wanted to be unruly, or some of them wanted to be unruly. They wanted to move into the roads and block the BRT lanes and the major lanes, but we were able to prevail on them to remain within the limits approved by the court order. So it's been so peaceful, and this is day 5. We've been to Ojota this morning. The Commissioner of Police, CP Adegoke Fayade, has been there. And yes, there are some protesters there, not as many as the previous days, but they are there and they are being at their best behavior. So we are observing, and we'll just ensure our own watchword, if I can put it that way, is to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order.
But let me do a quick follow-up. We heard last week that your guys prevented some of the protesters from setting up their DJs, their music. What happened? What was that about?
Well, the main thing is that they set up and they danced, and I was there. I observed by myself. So it's possible that at the beginning when they arrived, there were some communication gaps, but the major thing is that they set up.
Eventually, okay.
So as of Monday, as of Thursday, the report we had was they didn't want to, the protesters did not want to be within the confinement of that, or the designated place, which is the
Anifawemi
Park. And on Saturday, I went out, and on my way back, the traffic caused by the fact that they were not within the park was very long. The entire Ikorodu Road, all the way from Maryland, was blocked. So is that still the case this morning, or have they been able to move into the cordoned park itself?
Well, we had to give some concession discretionally. We asked them to go into the park, but they expressed their reservations about being in a confined space. So the CP magnanimously allowed them to be on the road. But I must point out that the traffic jam you saw was not as a result of their protest. There's a construction going on somewhere around Maryland. So it's just a coincidence that protest is going on and that. But as at this morning, the construction site has, the narrowed road has been expanded a bit, so there's easy flow of traffic and everything is fine now.
Okay, so there are many Legosians that want to go about their business. As you know, it's the beginning of a new week, and they're wondering if it is, because, as you know, on Thursday and Friday, for those who were not part of the protest, a lot of people stayed home. And they're wondering, can we come out now? Can we go about our businesses? Is the police on ground assure us protection to go about our businesses while protests are going on?
You see, day 1 and day 2, Lagos felt like Christmas, the roads were scanty. Yeah. But driving down here now, the roads are very busy. People are out, and our officers are everywhere at strategic points to make sure there's no breakdown of law and order. So for those who are still watching while at home, they can please come out. Everything is fine.
Okay, so on Thursday, some protesters had gathered at Ikeja Under Bridge, and they alleged that hoodlums were used to push them back. What did you see as a security agencies? What did you see on ground? Were there hoodlums, the counter side of protesters?
Well,
what did you do about it?
The truth is, we got to Ikeja Under Bridge as early as 3 a.m. We've been there. So everybody met us there, and there was no breakdown of law and order. Yes, some people wanted to protest. Some people wanted to challenge those that wanted to protest. They did not want any protest. Everybody has freedom of expression, and we allowed that, but we did not allow any breakdown of law and order. And you would agree with me that there's been no video of anybody attacking any protester. So at Ikeja Under Bridge, like you said, so we're there to make sure there was
What
no
was
problem.
the method that you used to calm nerves, to make sure that people maintained law and order?
Basically, just engagement. The good thing is we know the leadership of at least Take It Back movement, and the lady that submitted a letter that went viral online, we also have her contacts. I personally speak with them regularly. So if anything's about to go wrong, even if they are not there, we call them to say, talk to your boys, they need to calm down. So it's basically negotiation and engagement.
I need to ask you this, and this is not about Lagos, because I like to believe that the PROs across the nation have a WhatsApp group where you can communicate with each other.
Definitely.
And I'd like to know what went wrong in some northern states, or what are they saying, what happened, because it seemed like there was so much protection in Lagos, you know, and other states that needed police, they didn't see, they're like, where is the police here? So what do you take from, what do you think happened in the north that there was a lot of breakdown of law and order?
Well, I've not taken my time to study the reports being sent, because we all forward our reports to the WhatsApp group, like you said. I've not taken my time to study the reports from the north. So whatever I say now will be guesswork.
But did your men from Lagos Command get deployed outside Lagos during this process? Some people
There was an
alleged
accusation that they
yes,
brought people
and
from
they
outside.
deployed most of the people that would have copped the vandalism happening in the north to Lagos and Abuja, and so they had reduced men in those areas.
No, there's nothing like that. The men used for this operation are men who are serving in Lagos. We did not get any officers from outside Lagos. Okay. Everybody had the duty to maintain their ground and protect their jurisdiction.
So before you came in, I had said that our intelligence that had come out somehow was not complete, because if it was complete, they would have been able to highlight that the northern state was going to be a flashpoint. Because over and over again, there were conversations around the fact that hoodlums would hijack, there would be looting, vandalism might happen. So how come when they knew that was going to happen, obviously Lagos also got that information, what do you think went wrong in that chain of command that could have been done better? Because if we don't learn from the past, it might end up happening again in the future.
One thing I know we did in Lagos was to do a lot of stakeholders engagement. We had town hall meetings in the 3 senatorial districts. We had one in Ikorodu, one in Idimo, and one on the island, where we invited all critical stakeholders. So we invited student bodies, markets, Yaloja, Babaloja, NANS, even NURTW, religious leaders, political class. We invited everybody. It was well televised, and we had engagement. So even before the protest day, people had an understanding, and people unanimously said, oh, they were not going to join the protest. So that's the strategy that worked for us here. And so pre-protest, we engaged. During the protest, we are still engaging. This morning, I've spoken with the leaders or one of the leaders of the Take It Back movement in Lagos, and we keep talking. So that's what worked. I think if everybody can adopt that approach, it will help things a lot.
Okay, but could we also say maybe Lagosians, the caliber of people who came out to protest, made a difference as well? The people themselves. I understand police did their work, but I'm also thinking that maybe Lagosians, for the sort of people they are, maybe that also played a part. But I would like to know, were there any political leaders that were involved in this your engagement, and that sort of gave some, some weight to your engagement?
The town hall meetings we did, yes. Oh, definitely, the senators were there. Okay. All the local government chairmen were there, all of them, and some other party leaders were there. Across board, not just the ruling party, people were there. I remember when we were on the island, we went to Ajas, Shangotedo, Lekki Residents Associations who came out, people of, important people came out, yeah. So it helped a lot.
Let me take Akachuku from Imo State. Thanks for calling, Akachuku.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry, I want to talk about this, our protest, because I'm seeing it that every time that there's nobody, our leader just take us, which apparently even call us idiots. See, you don't reach of the maybe your opponent pushing.
Oh, sorry, Akachi, we didn't hear you. The network is really bad. Listen. Let me come to you, PRO, because this protest has seen many leaders. We don't know who is. So you're saying you're talking to leaders, and we're wondering which leader, because everybody's out for different reasons. I think Lima said it earlier in the show that different groups are out for different reasons. So when you say you're talking to the leaders, what if a whole new group shows up and say, we are protesting for this reason? How do you plan to handle that?
Well, we're talking to the leaders we know, the ones that have come forward. So if a new group shows up today, they also need to come forward and make themselves known, and we'll engage with them. We're open to...
You mentioned that, the SA and Adegoro had mentioned that, protest was enough, sufficient, 24 hours protest was sufficient to address the issues of the protesters. Mm-hmm. And somebody came out, he's not our leader. Mm-hmm. And someone had mentioned that this protest was done by weekend, and someone else came out, he's not our leader. Really, are these leaders, do they have the followership of these people who they are supposedly leading?
Well, we have pockets of followership, following different leaders. And if you have seen the court order listed Take It Back movement, active citizens group, and persons unknown. So it covers everybody. So if anybody comes up today, the court order is still binding on the person, persons unknown.
Interesting.
So I don't know if you'll be able to adequately answer this question, but the engagement that happened in Lagos, do you think that that level of engagement also happened in the other states within the north where the senators had meetings, town hall, kind of emptying the fact that there might be violence and trying to prevent it?
I cannot authoritatively confirm that, but I know that we did ours in Lagos, and it was well televised. So people that could not attend this engagement saw it on TV, and I also posted it on social media, and it helped a lot. It did.
So this protest said 10 days. So number one, are you prepared to stay the long haul to 10 days? And if it happens that after 10 days they want to continue, would you also still be on ground? And if you are going to be on ground, what's what I'm looking for? What's missing, or what
What are the opportunity costs?
No. As in, there's something, you left something to focus on. So the opportunity cost, yes, for staying there for the entire 10 days.
Well, we are prepared for more than 10 days. We've been prepared like a week before the protest, and we'll still be there for like a week after the protest till everything fizzles out. So if it continues after 10 days, then that will be a flagrant disregard for the court order, and we would not allow that.
Well, what I thought Maria was trying to ask is, at what cost now? Because you're all, for the protest. A lot of you are. So what is happening? Yes, who they station? Who is checking? Kidnapping,
rape,
robbery, all the other things that happen normally.
We cannot afford to shut down our stations. So people are still there. We have what we call standby. So if you go to the headquarters now, you see a standby unit of mobile policemen. So the same thing is replicated at the police stations. We have standby people. So if it gets out of hand back at the station, we can quickly withdraw some of our men.
So we had, comparison happening. We were saying the protests happened in UK. They did not use arms. That Nigerian police were using arms. What preparations do you have to resist, violence if possibly it erupted from any of these protests? Will it be arm for arm, bullet for bullet, or do you have water? You do have all of those things?
No, we don't. This is just protests. They are not.
If it becomes violent,
they are not murderers. So we don't intend. We will not use live bullets. But we'll use the minimal force that we can. So it all depends on the force that we are facing. But definitely, we are very open.
We saw you use tear gas, even in Lagos. The tear gas was used, I think, in Ojota.
I was going to say that.
Yes.
That we still have tear gas. And if push comes to shove.
That's too much.
You say that's too much.
No.
There are softer methods used.
No.
Like water.
In the UK.
The hot water and tear gas, which one is a bigger force?
I left Ojota this morning, and the water cannon is there. It's there.
Oh, you have also?
Oh, it's there.
So that's the first line.
The water cannon is there, and the tear gas is there. But all of these things are not little.
The water can always finish.
Nobody. Oh, yes.
Lagos.
Okay, so we use all the water, and
after that, you not through tear gas.
And we have tear gas. But the thing is, before these things are used, you are warned to disperse. So it's your choice to stay back and receive the water or receive the tear gas. It's not. We don't spring it on you.
Okay.
Comparing what happened up north to, I think people would not face the kind of protesters
That's what I
require
said.
any form of force.
Because we will not allow them gather where they shouldn't gather. It's when people gather, they are able to overpower it.
So we heard that there was tear gas thrown at the fire that in Lekki Toll Gate because you didn't want people there. But so part of the engagement was making them understand where the venue is. So again, this morning there's a possibility that people might still gather there. Do you plan to use tear gas also, or just have to?
So the court order says only California Imi Park and Peace Park. So if people gather at Lekki Toll Gate, we'll take our time like we did the last time. For over 30 minutes, we appealed to them to leave.
And they didn't listen?
They did not listen. And the warning comes that we are going to do this. So you have another 5 minutes to leave. You
really?
5 minutes to leave. So if you stay back and say they tear gassed me, it was your choice. You just wanted to stay. And if the same scenario presents itself today, we'll do exactly the same thing.
Do you guys have body cams? I mean, I was told, like, someone said they're going to have body cams to make sure that
So some
you
security
record.
cameras.
No, we don't have body cams, but we have some drones deployed. So there's this bird's eye view of what's going on. So if anybody tries to spin a story against us, we would present our...
You have something. Okay,
Yes,
You have to
there
run.
must be high-handedness on the part of some of your
have
men.
tweaks.
How are you addressing some of your men, you know, over
zealousness.
I don't think, except to show me one, I don't think there's been any high-handedness. We know there is a possibility, and that's why the CP has been on ground supervising himself and making sure there is nobody spoils the good reputation we've had since
We have
the
to
beginning.
run, but Pierre, I have to ask you the final question. You know, we've been looking for that revamping of the police. Could you just give us a quick update? Because your men, I mean, I've seen some, they look more courteous than usual.
Like this one.
We like this uniform. But give us a quick update on the reforms going on in the police and just let us know that they're actually working for us.
Where do I start from? Reforms are going everywhere. The IG has disbursed money to people that have been taken out of barracks for them to get decent accommodation while the barracks are being rebuilt. So that's in terms of accommodation. In terms of training too, a lot is happening. In terms of gadgets and equipment for working, a lot is being done in partnership with the Ministry of Police Affairs. And in Lagos State Security Trust Fund is doing a lot. We'll be receiving some vehicles, I think 250 pickup vehicles very soon. So a lot is happening.
Fantastic. That's all we can take. Thank you so much for showing up this morning.
Thank you for having me.
That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.